Hey everyone, welcome to Cara's Cucina. I'm Cara Di Falco. Today I am going to be showing you how to make spinach ravioli. Great food isn't just about good ingredients and knowing how to cook, it's about telling the story of the food. This is another incredible recipe that we learned on our trip to Italy, and I want to thank the chefs and the staff over at Certosa di Pontignano for sharing this with us. This was one of the classes that they did for us. We had a great time and really easy dish for everybody to learn how to make at home. So I'm really excited to be sharing this with you. Very simply, we have some fresh pasta dough, and you can find my recipe for fresh pasta dough at caradifalco.com, or you can get it at the card above. I've got about 2 cups of ricotta cheese, 1 1¼ cups of cooked spinach that we then drained. I'll tell you how to do that at caradifalco.com as well. We're going to be putting an egg, some salt, pepper, a little nutmeg in here, and then making our ravioli. So again, we're just going to season our filling with a little salt, some black pepper, we'll get our spinach added in. So I just cooked this spinach with a little bit of water in the bottom of the pan, then let it drain and chopped it. And we'll just finish off just a little bit of fresh nutmeg. You can also put a little Parmesan cheese in here if you'd really like. Okay, so our filling is ready. We're gonna set this aside and roll out our pasta dough. So I just have an individual portion of pasta dough here, and again, you can get the recipe for the fresh pasta dough, and you can also get my recipe for my mushroom ravioli, where you can kind of get a better idea of where to go with that. And in that one, I showed you guys how to roll the dough using the pasta machine. In this case, we're gonna roll it by hand, which is actually what we did. We did this a couple times when we were in Italy. So in one place, we rolled it out by hand, which was cool to know how to do, because then you don't have to need any additional special equipment. So you just start using your hands and flattening it out. And from here, we're gonna actually just use a rolling pin. And a really cool trick, I didn't even know this about rolling pins. How often do we use rolling pins? But the width of the rolling pin is basically where you want the width of your dough, and at that point, it'll be the right thickness for pretty much what you're trying to do. So we are going to just use our rolling pin to roll out our dough. Once you've got your dough rolled out and you're aiming for a rectangular shape, we're gonna cut off any excess or any wonky pieces, but at this point we're gonna take our filling and we just want a little teaspoonful, and we're gonna kind of put it down, eyeball where the middle of your dough is, because you're gonna fold it in half. So we're just gonna make a little row, a little closer to ourselves, and leave space in between. We're just gonna fold our dough over. A lot of dough. So then we wanna seal. So one of the cool things that we learned too is when you kind of take your thumbs in this direction, you make like parentheses, it kind of gets you the shape of the ravioli. So you just wanna take your thumbs on either side and press down. Just make sure you're just outside of the filling. You don't wanna be on top of it, because then it won't get a nice seal. And then I'm just gonna use a knife. You can use, they actually have ravioli cutters. I have my grandmother's, great-grandmother's ones of those, but a knife will work just fine. And we're gonna cut in between each one, leave some excess between. Now the chef in Florence said that you can take all these pasta scraps, you stash them in a bag, you use them for soup. And then of course we're just gonna cut off from the front as well. And just to make sure that these stay nice and closed, we're gonna just go around the edges with a fork and seal them up. we are going to serve our spinach ravioli in what is the easiest sauce you will ever make. It is butter and sage, and it is just that, butter and sage. So I've got 2 sticks of butter that I've melted off in the pan here over low heat. One of the other chefs that we were with actually showed us a little trick. He just took the pot, sat it on top of the pot with the boiling water, and he's like, you don't even need more than 1 burner. You can do this in a small apartment, and you could, but just to show you guys, we're gonna do this separately. So we've got the stick of butter, and we're just gonna add in the fresh sage leaves. I love sage, so I am probably gonna wind up putting in more than they would necessarily recommend, but I just absolutely love the flavor of this. And I like to throw them in whole. You can chop them if you prefer. And these just cook. We're not even gonna we just need the butter melted like that. And then as soon as our ravioli are ready, we're gonna toss them in. As always with fresh pasta, as soon as they float to the top, they're ready. So we can just spoon them out of here, and we're gonna get them right into our butter and sage sauce. And then we'll just give these a quick stir to make sure everything's coated. And that's it, we're ready to plate these. Serve your ravioli topped with a sprinkle of Parmesan cheese. Once again, we want to thank the staff of the Certosa di Pontignano so much for their time, their skill, their talent, and for sharing this recipe with us. We really do appreciate it. You guys want to definitely check them out. I'll link you up in the description below. And of course, you can get this recipe at caradifalco.com. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe on YouTube if you haven't already, and you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Cara Di Falco. That's it for this week in the Cucina. I'll see you guys next time. Buon appetito.